So 70 to 72 door panels are now available. We are really excited to announce that we have them on the website and ready to ship. Roger, let us know all the details on these door panels and what make these things so significant and really nice upgrade compared to the factories.
Compared to the factory, it's a totally different thing. These are, these particular ones are carbon fiber. We've now been able to produce them in a quality fiberglass to cut down on the cost immensely. This panel up here is what we call a design panel because it attaches in from the backside. It allows you to have this detail seam around it, has the room in here for the pleats, has this bottom panel here that pops off with your fingernails, but I don't have many fingernails. So you pop that off, allows you access to all the screws that retain it. It has the top grab edge on it that hooks over the door and fits right onto the door as it goes around. The speaker grills that go in here, there's a trim ring that is separate of the speaker grills. And I can show you that over here on the raw set that would show you the trim piece. We have vinyl decals that go inside here so that you can put the vinyl decal inside that after you chrome it or polish it, or maybe you want to powder coat it, whatever you want to do. So we have this inset panel here and we have this SS badge here as well. So this just uses a stock handle for the car and gives you a really solid piece door panel that fits on the car in a stock configuration, but just gives you a much better classic but custom look. So as you can see, we have the rear panel that goes over and has an edge on it that this scraper mounts directly to. Then you can see the panel with what we call the design panel is the same in here with the same profile, and then we have the same vinyl strips that you put in here after you've coated the piece. This is just a stock factory armrest down here that you would source aftermarket to put in the car. You could have your guy wrap it, you can have your guy leave it so it keeps some of that plastic look that goes on some of the different trim pieces that are in the car. Then as you move under the dash, you can see the quarter panels, or the lower kicks, I should say, that will have a speaker grill that you can coat whichever way you would like, and then has a panel that goes around it that allows access to have the hidden fasteners behind it. And those are all attached in with magnets. So as you can see here, we've broken down the panels into the individual pieces. There's the trim piece that goes in that has the machine holes already bolted into this, and then the back sides of the trim is already threaded and drilled and threaded to bolt right in place. Some guys will take and bolt this piece to here with studs and attach this to it once they've upholstered this edge to go underneath. There's a trim piece that goes in here that everything has been clearanced for a leather gap that also bolts in place with the holes. So everything sets in place for that. We have our armrest that is printed in the top section and in the bottom section. And so these would fit together, and there's a trim bezel that would bolt in place here. This lower piece here would hold the magnets that holds the cover plate, and then there's access holes here that would give you the place to drill and nutsert the inside of your door to attach the bottom of the door panel in place. As you look at the speaker grills, they're made with two different pieces. So if you wanted to coat them both the same color, you could, or if you wanted to make this one chrome and this one the color of your interior, you could, or make it black or leave it all chrome. We've also just gone to the extent of lightening the machine work on the backside to try and also just reduce weight, so you don't have these heavy, crude pieces that are just fit around. As you look, there's an edge detail around the trim that just makes it a little nicer than what it could have been, or as cheap as it could have been. So as you look, there's also notches in place for the bolts. All these panels will come drilled with the door panels, speaker grills attached, and the trim rings attached, and all the needed holes in place with the needed magnets. As you get into the rear panels, it would be the same way, is that it has the trim piece that goes in here that bolts in place, and that's your design panel. And there's places in here, if you wanted to make it removable, there's just really no reason to make it removable unless you're trying to do something else custom. This is the original attachment point, and as you can see, it has a flange that comes up here for the doors to attach the scrapers to.
So these right here are all raw, and how we will be shipping these to customers exactly like this.
Yes.
So they can take them to any of their local upholstery shop, or we might have some recommendations of where they can also have them covered with whatever custom color or just black to match whatever their car combination is for their interior.
With the current pricing of these being close to $10,000 for all of these parts, there's a bunch of billet pieces, a bunch of machine pieces, a bunch of low volume, high quality fiberglass pieces. We feel like that it's going to go into pretty nice cars. And so I feel like if I was the guy building the car, I would want to be able to match the upholstery leather to the door panel leather, not just have black leather versus black leather or close enough green leather to close enough green leather. I would want it to be the same. And so we just don't want to go through the hassle of having to deal with that stuff and deal with shipping issues and things of just stuff getting scuffed and scratched, and let you put the final customizing touches on it with your upholstery guy to get it wrapped, and let you customize the exact color that you would like.
Okay, so that makes it easy for a lot of different reasons depending on what you're building. This isn't going to go into a stock car that has just plain black interior. Might be, but even
I mean,
still,
you could,
but you're going to want to do something custom with it, whether you polish those out or Cerakote them or powder coat them, whatever your desire is.
Whatever your desire is, and that's what we've tried to make nice quality parts that would fit in the car, that are going to not be intensely heavy to where it's going to affect the latching of the door or do those types of things, but it's also going to be solid enough that you can put it around a nice car.
So the kit that is sold on the website that's listed is going to come with the front kick panels down by your feet, your door panels, and your quarters for the rear seats.
Quarter for the rear seats.
And then is there any other modifications that people need to be aware of that would possibly not be able to use this?
We have not run into any modifications needed, except for if you want to run the speaker up here, you're not going to be able to run as big a speaker as this opening is. And it is tricky, but you can get a 4.5 to 5.5 inch speaker in the door itself to clear this. And that's another reason why we raised this panel, was to gain a little bit more room to move the speaker outward. So the magnet, depending on the size of the magnet, will clear the door structure piece that's at the front, the interior fronts of the doors.
Okay. And just to confirm, this is a 70 to 72 only, will not work on a 68 or a 69. Unfortunately, for the people that are wondering,
No.
It's 70 to 72. Okay.
Yes.
If you need to get a hold of Roger for any questions, best way to contact him is through email. And from there, they're on the website and ready to be purchased and shipped out.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you very much.